me, like, I mean, how did he handle his first exposure to like big time media?
Ryan's like a joy to work with, you know. I mean, you know what he's like. He's just the happiest guy, and really, we've made a huge fuss of him. I mean, we shouldn't have really, but we have, and we've given him that platform. Maybe I've put too much pressure on him, but he fights on our Prizefighter show on September the 15th at York Hall, makes his pro debut. He's already sold over 200 tickets personally. He's going to have a huge support down there, and he's just, you know, my only one concern is that it just doesn't all get to him, because this Prizefighter show is a huge platform in the UK. It's going to be live on TV in his first outing, so there's a lot of pressure there, but he handles it well, and I think he's going to be a good kid.
Does he have the potential, first in terms of skill and in terms of charisma, to reach the plateaus that Carl Froch has reached, and some of your other fighters?
Well, he hasn't even had a fight yet, so we'll have to wait and see. I think what I like about Ryan Taylor is his sort of lack of understanding of his ability. He knows he's good, but he doesn't know how good he can be. And really, we don't know how good we can be. We just see a raw talent, an exciting young talent, that we're going to really push as hard as we can, give the best training, best facilities and best support to, and see what comes out the other side. He's got massive punch power. If you watch his stuff on YouTube, as an amateur, he's knocking people down in every fight, which is very unusual in amateur boxing. He's very raw. He's got to learn a lot. He's got a great trainer in Tony Sims, which I think can push him forward in that respect. Just a real exciting journey. When someone's about to have their first pro fight, I just find the whole thing so exciting. And we wouldn't do it with any, you know, normal kid. We only do this with someone with talent, and also such a lovely kid who just loves the sport, and you know, that's why we're getting behind him.
How did you first become aware of him?
through Taylor, you know. Taylor said to me, "Oh, you might have." Actually, it was a quite amusing story, because Tony Sims, who his trainer, come to me and said, "Look, we've got this kid, amateur kid. He had a real good amateur record, fought in the Golden Gloves, really exciting puncher, and I think if we train him properly, we could be a great fighter." And then that was the day before I flew out to the Froch Johnson fight. And when I got to the Froch Johnson fight, Taylor said to me, "You want to look at this kid, Ryan Taylor? He's got something a little bit special." And I didn't really think anything of it. And then I was sitting on the plane, and I thought, Ryan Taylor, I've heard that name. And I went back to Tony Sims and said, "Have you got Ryan Taylor?" He said, "Yeah, this is the kid I was telling you about." So from then we just said, you know what, we're going to take a punt on this kid, and when he wins the world title, Taylor is going to be sending me an invoice.
So, of course,
finder's fee. Yeah, finder's fee.
He's going to be fighting at the York Hall, right?
Yeah, York Hall, Bethnal Green, which is like the home of boxing in the UK. Only holds about 2,000, but it's on one of our Prizefighter shows. For the first time, we're putting a young prospect on our Prizefighter show. It's live on Sky. The show is packed out, and he's going to have a lot of support there. A couple of hundred fans just coming to watch his pro debut. So a lot of pressure for him, perhaps too much, but I know he'll thrive under that, and I think he's just got a real exciting career ahead of him.
You've talked about him possibly fighting on the Darren Barker card here in Atlantic City afterwards. You know, you also have this one right here, October 29th. Have you come to any conclusions about those dates? Or are you
Not yet, no. We'll see how he gets on September the 15th. He's fighting a 4-rounder, so, and he's as fit as a fiddle, so he's quite comfortable to go off and you know, fight 2 weeks, 3 weeks later. But really get this one out of the way, and obviously we'll speak to Dan and see if we can get him on there in a 4-rounder. I think it'd be nice. Just great for a young kid to have an opportunity like that, to fight away from home on such a huge bill. I think it makes you learn so much, you know, and obviously that would be a great move for him. But first job, September the 15th, let's get that first pro win under the belt.